Hundreds of young black conservatives gathered in our nation's capital on Friday and over the weekend for a leadership summit hosted by Turning Point USA at, as you can see, the White House.
All right, during the summit, the movement known as Blexit was launched in an effort to help African-American voters exit the Democratic Party.
Candace Owens, she's the driving force behind Blexit, behind that movement, and communications director for Turning Point USA, and she joins us now. Hey, I saw that Kanye was talking about these hats.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that story really blew up overnight. It was suddenly
and he
international.
helped with the design?
So, you know, I'm friends with like one of the greatest designers of all time. So, of course, when I had conceptualized Blexit all by myself, separate of him.
Blexit is your idea.
Blexit is me. I came up with it in February before Kanye even tweeted me. And he's a designer. So, you know, I brought him a hat that I had made, and I was like, do you like this? And he said, no, I don't like it.
He goes, no, I don't like it.
Like that.
And he gave you that. Can you hold that up?
No, so he didn't give me this. So he had introduced me to a designer that was making these this calligraphy letters that were based in human beings, which was largely inspired by Uganda.
Sure.
And he helped me, that designer helped me create an entire font that we then put on hats.
So explain for us what Blexit is and how you came up with the idea. You were watching a television.
Yes, the black exit from the Democrat Party because it's time that we stop allowing them to use us for votes and deliver none of the promises that they ensure every election cycle. And I came up with it actually backstage at CPAC. I got slammed out of hearing Trump speak because I was too late to go to the doors, and I was shoved into this tiny little room with Nigel Farage, and we were watching the president speak. I looked up and I said, oh, that's the guy who did the Brexit thing. And I said, we really need a Blexit in America.
There it was.
And there it was. The idea was hatched.
Al Sharpton, he was on another network, and he was saying that the folks that were there were being used as props. Listen to this.
This was among the lowest things that he could ever do. They're talking about CNN sucks, they're talking about build a wall. So why do you need a Young Black Summit to do it? Because it was not a summit, it was a Make America Great rally. They used some young blacks as props, which really is an insult to them.
Are you insulted by that? Are you a prop?
I thought it was tremendously hurtful, and it was also frustrating because we had a lot of students there who literally were coming out of group homes, who didn't know what to wear, who were wearing their grandma's dresses, and the amount of emotion when Don Jr. came up the night before and they were just crying and they were so thankful that a president had ever invited them to a White House, that we went above and beyond to make sure that we could cover their expenses, and to have him just insult the entire movement without reaching out to so much as one person to hear their story. It was frustrating, but then, you know what? It proved my point. Because that's what the Democrats view black people as, props. And so he just stuck them into his narrative. He had no idea. He stuck them into his narrative and his talking point. He did not reach out to speak to any of them because he doesn't care about them. And that's the point that we're trying to get them to understand.
And we just met about an hour ago. We met a couple of the young ladies who were there, and it changed their lives.
Right. It was completely transformative, a new perspective, and they're feeling tremendously empowered. And I have no doubt that by 2020 there will be a black exodus from the Democrat Party.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for Candace Owens.